giving me your time today to
Yeah, of
speak
course.
about.
Thank you.
Man, I watched this movie this morning, Breed Apart.
Oh my gosh, in the morning is crazy.
Girl, this was wild. First of all, I didn't know what to expect. I read the synopsis, okay?
Yeah,
So I knew the overall gist of the plot. But then watching it, I was screaming at my laptop.
yeah, even nothing could prepare you, honestly. Even when I saw it, I filmed it and I was like, oh my God. Yeah, it's an original experience.
Definitely original experience. And you know what? I'm curious to know because, films, especially horror films or thrillers, sometimes tend to oftentimes have these plots that play on real life fears. And one of my greatest fears, a wild rabid dog. So this was a total nightmare. Did this movie play on any fears of yours as it relates to bloodthirsty dogs?
I mean, listen, I am afraid of anything that could kill me. So, like, yes, I'm not usually afraid of dogs specifically, but I have a huge fear of bugs, and Guatemala has a lot of them. So I feel like especially in any scene where we're in nature, I was probably freaking out about some sort of bug. So that definitely helped me fuel what I needed, you know?
So how did that environment kind of help inform or influence your character and performance?
Yeah, really in every sort of way, because we were like I mean, it takes place. We filmed it where it took place, I guess, and that always helps. I think just being in the environment and like all the scenes outside, we were really in a place like that, you know. So we were on islands and in forests and everything. So if you lock out for a second, you really feel like you're there, and you really feel like, oh, I could be in this situation, as opposed to like a sound stage, which feels more sterile, and you kind of have to use your imagination a lot more. It just felt like we were really in that situation. And, you know, we didn't know anyone else out there other than the cast that we got to know. So we also bonded a lot in that way. And would like have dinners every night and explore the town with each other. So I feel like it just all felt like this like microcosm world that we were in, which just always helps, I guess.
What can you tell us about your character? I know she's an influencer, but how would you describe her? And what was your initial reaction when you read this script?
Yeah. I would describe Killer Queen as she's grounded, she's resourceful, she's determined, and she's really smart. Like I feel like, you know, kind of in contrast to a lot of other or to what you might think an influencer may be like, she really cares about her work and she really loves what she does. Like she's a nerd. So she's putting together and MacGyvering all sorts of things and she's just trying to get them out of there. She's just trying to stay alive. And in terms of reading the script, I had never done an action film before, so I was already kind of excited and looking forward to it. And they sent it to me and seemed interested in me taking part. And after I read it, I was like, okay, this seems like at very least it'll be fun to shoot and it'll be a wild ride. And I hope that the viewers can see how much fun we had. We did have stunt people, but we did a lot of our own stuff, to be honest. And I feel like I just worked out a lot leading up to it and like got ready for all the running. That was like the main thing was like, all right, we're gonna have to be booking it and running. So I was ready for that. In terms of like working with the dogs and stuff, a lot of that came up on the day. Like I have a couple scenes where like a puppy is attacking me. We just had to like go with it on the day. And like honestly, the puppy was quite resistant to even fight me. So we definitely had to be original with the way that we shot a couple of things, but the directors Griffin Nathan were so great at like working on the cuff and just coming up with different ideas on the day and being super creative with the way we approached it. So that was really great. I do feel like I generally have like a grounded approach, I guess, to how I like to do things. And we got really lucky with the actors. I think we were all really keen on making it so feel real and grounded, even with how like elevated and campy it could get. And I feel like a lot of comedy comes in just things feeling real for people. You know what I mean? Like just genuine, what the hell reactions to what's going on. So yeah, I guess it was just about really taking my reactions very realistically and playing off of what was around me. It wasn't too hard to find the comedy because everything and everybody was just so funny. So yeah, it settled in a good place, I feel.
What was the overall dynamic and creative energy like for you on set, especially during some of the more chaotic action scenes?
Yeah, it was great. I think just because everyone was so great and grounded. Like they're just, we were all on the same playing field. Everyone was just committed to the project, and we just really naturally gelled, which I think you just get lucky when that happens. And to have people like Grayson and Ginny who came from Fall, and Paige who did the Meg, and Hayden who has done like the Scream franchises. I feel like everyone was very seasoned already in what we were doing, and I hadn't done a lot of horror or action leading up to this, so I was just kind of like really learning and soaking in like what they had to offer, and everyone was so wise when it came to what they did. So yeah, it was a great time.
And of course, the concept of man-eating dogs, as we've stated throughout this conversation, girl, at some points I was watching this like, who came up with this? Because this is insane, right?
I
But I
know.
loved it. I loved it. So, what was the most challenging or surreal moment for you while filming?
Mm, I would say challenging would have had to be. There was a couple days where we were shooting in on these jungle paths, which first of all was hard to get to. Like one day when the whole cast was traveling to set, we got lost, and our driver only spoke Spanish, so we were literally like lost in the woods for an hour and a half. We're like, are we experiencing the movie right now? And then also just being in the dune buggy, our director of photography, he was so great and like was riding on this motorcycle right beside the edge of the cliff just to get these shots. So like you could just see how dedicated everyone was, but just coordinating certain shots like that, like movement. And Ginny had to drive the thing, and she wasn't, she's not a stunt girl, so we were all just kind of thrown into these situations that we had to adapt to. And yeah, a lot of the action you see is real, so I think that just coordinating that would have been tough.
You play an influencer, and an influencer culture plays a big part in this film. Did
Mm.
working on A Breed Apart change how you view social media fame or
Mm.
online personas? Because all
Mm.
these characters, these personalities get thrown on this island because they are social media influencers. And oftentimes, we know these influencers are chasing fame. But as we
Right.
can see, there's a lesson here. Be careful for what you wish for, be careful chasing after that spotlight because you could be eaten by dogs, right?
Exactly. Yeah. You do your research. Yeah. I think for starters, do your research on where you go to, because I feel like they just saw the opportunity. They saw the opportunity for, as you said, fame, and they were just kind of like, let's do it. And it's like, well, maybe let's look further into what is going on before you travel anywhere, for starters. But also I do think like we were quite humanized, which was nice because yeah, influencers are people, obviously, and they have real life motivations and reasons why they do what they do and passion. And I think specifically in the scene where we're in the truck and we're like, it's nighttime and we're like about to build all of our weapons and stuff, you see like the other side to all these people, and that they really care for what they do and for the people in their lives, and they just want to stay alive. So I liked that element.
So, what are you most excited about audiences to experience once they kind of deep dive into A Breed Apart?
Yeah. I want to see people's live reactions, honestly. Like, I just feel like go for a good time, get your snacks, and just be prepared to like laugh and have a silly time. That's what I want for people. I think there's no need to take it too seriously. It's really just crazy and fun. So if you like campy, crazy, fun movies, just go watch it, have a good time.